You're listening to the CyberWire Network, powered by N2K.
And now, a word from our sponsor. The Johns Hopkins University Information Security Institute is seeking qualified applicants for its innovative Master of Science in Security Informatics degree program. Study alongside world-class interdisciplinary experts and gain unparalleled educational, research, and professional experience in information security and assurance. Interested U.S. citizens should consider the Department of Defense's Cyber Service Academy program, which covers tuition, textbooks, and a laptop, as well as providing a $34,000 additional annual stipend. Apply for the fall 2026 semester and for this scholarship by February 28th. Learn more at cs.jhu.edu/MSSI. A critical zero-day in Oracle e-Business Suite is under active exploitation. ICE plans a major expansion of its social media surveillance operations. Discord confirms a third-party data breach. A critical vulnerability in the Unity game engine could allow arbitrary code execution. New variants of the X-Worm remote access Trojan spread through phishing campaigns. Researchers uncover a critical command injection flaw in Dell storage appliances. There's been a sharp surge in reconnaissance scans targeting Palo Alto Networks login portals. A new hacking competition offers $4.5 million in prizes for exploits targeting major cloud and AI software. We got our Monday business brief on our afternoon Cyber Tea segment with Microsoft's Ann Johnson. Ann and guest Volker Wagner, Chief Information Officer at BASF, share some lessons from the front lines of industrial security. And don't spend that Park Mobile settlement all in one place. It's Monday, October 6, 2025. I'm Dave Bittner, and this is your CyberWire Intel Briefing. Thanks for joining us here today. Happy Monday. It is great, as always, to have you with us. A critical zero-day vulnerability in Oracle e-Business Suite is being actively exploited after proof-of-concept code was released. The flaw, rated 9.8, enables unauthenticated remote code execution over HTTP. Attackers are using reverse shell commands to gain persistent access. Forensic evidence links the exploit toolkit to groups such as Scattered Spider, Lapsus, and Clop. Oracle urges immediate patching, noting only supported systems will receive fixes. Organizations can detect exposure using nuclei templates or Shodan queries. Continuous monitoring and patch validation are essential to mitigate this active threat. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, you know them as ICE, is planning a major expansion of its social media surveillance operations, seeking to hire nearly 30 private contractors to monitor platforms such as Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube for intelligence that could inform deportation raids and arrests. According to federal contracting records reviewed by Wired, the program would operate from ICE's targeting centers in Vermont and Southern California, running 24/7 and processing cases within hours. Contractors will use open-source intelligence and commercial databases like LexisNexis and Clear to assemble digital dossiers. Planning documents also invite proposals incorporating artificial intelligence and automated data collection. Privacy groups, including the ACLU and the Electronic Privacy Information Center, warn that ICE's growing use of surveillance technologies and data brokers threatens civil liberties and may blur the line between immigration enforcement and political monitoring. ICE has not yet commented on the proposal, which remains in early planning stages. Discord has confirmed a data breach affecting users who contacted its support or trust and safety teams after a third-party customer service vendor was compromised. Exposed data includes names, emails, billing details, and in some cases, government ID images. Attackers also accessed IP addresses, messages, and attachments, allegedly seeking ransom. Discord emphasized its own systems were not breached, cut off vendor access, and alerted law enforcement. The company calls the impact limited, though it hasn't disclosed how many users were affected. A critical vulnerability in the Unity game engine could allow attackers to execute arbitrary code through compromised Unity-built apps, affecting Android, Windows, Linux, and macOS users. The flaw lets malicious files exploit app permissions to access confidential data, though Unity says any code execution remains limited to the app's privilege level. No active exploitation has been detected, and patches are now available. Microsoft urged users to keep games updated and ensure Defender protection is enabled, while Steam is blocking risky launch parameters. The bug, discovered by researcher Ryotech of GMO Flat Security, underscores the vast risk tied to Unity's global footprint, powering major titles like Pokémon Go and the mobile version of Call of Duty. New variants of the X-Worm remote access Trojan are spreading through phishing campaigns months after its creator, Xcoder, abandoned the product. The latest versions are being adopted by multiple threat actors and now include over 35 modular plugins for data theft, remote control, file encryption, and ransomware. Researchers at Trellix report new infection chains combining social engineering and technical exploits, including malicious JavaScript, Excel macros, and fake executables. The ransomware module encrypts user files and demands payment via Bitcoin. Xworm's architecture supports extensive surveillance and credential theft across browsers, email clients, and crypto wallets. Despite its origins as a cracked underground tool, it remains a growing multipurpose threat across global campaigns, emphasizing the need for layered defenses, EDR monitoring, and strict email filtering. Researchers at Watchtower uncovered a critical command injection flaw in Dell Unity VSA storage appliances. The bug allows unauthenticated attackers to execute arbitrary commands by exploiting a flaw in the system's login redirection logic, where unsanitized URIs are passed into a Perl command string. The latest version fixes the issue. Dell rates it with a high severity of 7.3, although others call it critical with a 9.8. Organizations should upgrade immediately. Security researchers at Grey Noise report a sharp 500% surge in reconnaissance scans targeting Palo Alto Networks login portals, with activity peaking at 1,300 IPs on October 3rd, compared to a typical volume below 200. Most scanning originated in the U.S., and 93% of IPs were flagged as suspicious. Grey Noise noted that similar surges have sometimes preceded new vulnerability disclosures, though no direct link has been established here. The activity mirrors recent spikes in Cisco ASA and other remote access product scans, showing overlapping tooling and TLS fingerprints. The increase underscores continued attacker interest in security appliances, which often serve as high-value network entry points. Grey Noise is continuing to monitor whether this surge signals emerging vulnerabilities or coordinated reconnaissance efforts. Cloud security firm Wiz has launched Zero Day Cloud, a new hacking competition offering $4.5 million in prizes for exploits targeting major cloud and AI software. Backed by AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft, the contest runs live at Black Hat Europe, with entries due December 1st. Categories include AI, Kubernetes, containers, web servers, databases, and DevOps tools, with top rewards reaching $300,000. Despite strong industry support, Trend Micro has accused Wiz of copying pwn-to-own rules verbatim. This week's Monday Business Brief highlights a surge of mergers, acquisitions, and investments shaping the global AI and cloud landscape. Accenture announced plans to acquire Japan's Idemi Inc. to strengthen its LearnVantage service, while Honeybook bought Fine.dev to expand its AI development capabilities. Harness acquired Quiet AI to enhance application security, and Taoping finalized a $21.3 million deal for Skyladder Group. Meanwhile, Liatrio purchased Superorbital's IP to merge consulting with advanced training. On the investment front, Cerebras Systems raised $1.1 billion to expand AI chip innovation, while Vercel secured $300 million to scale its AI cloud platform. Other notable rounds include Dscope at $88 million, Zania at $18 million, Mondu with $17.5 million, Gelt with $13 million, Longai at $5 million, and Hupside at $1.7 million. Clearwater and In-Orbit AI also received undisclosed strategic and Series A funding, respectively. Ethan Cook is the editor of our CyberWire Pro Business Brief newsletter. You can learn more and subscribe at thecyberwire.com. Coming up after the break, what does it really take to defend one of the world's largest chemical companies? Guest Volker Wagner joins N2K CyberWire's Afternoon Cyber Tea podcast with Microsoft's Ann Johnson. And don't spend that Park Mobile settlement all in one place. Stick around. At Thales, they know cybersecurity can be tough and you can't protect everything. But with Thales, you can secure what matters most. With Thales's industry-leading platforms, you can protect critical applications, data, and identities, anywhere and at scale with the highest ROI. That's why the most trusted brands and largest banks, retailers, and healthcare companies in the world rely on Thales to protect what matters most: applications, data, and identity. That's Thales. Thales. Learn more at thalesgroup.com/cyber. What's your 2 a.m. security worry? Is it, do I have the right controls in place? Maybe, are my vendors secure? Or the one that really keeps you up at night, how do I get out from under these old tools and manual processes? That's where Vanta comes in. Vanta automates the manual work so you can stop sweating over spreadsheets, chasing audit evidence, and filling out endless questionnaires. Their trust management platform continuously monitors your systems, centralizes your data, and simplifies your security at scale. And it fits right into your workflows, using AI to streamline evidence collection, flag risks, and keep your program audit ready, all the time. With Vanta, you get everything you need to move faster, scale confidently, and finally, get back to sleep. Get started at vanta.com/cyber. That's VANTA.com/cyber. Microsoft's Ann Johnson is host of the Afternoon Cyber Tea podcast, which you can find right here on the N2K CyberWire network. Ann recently got together with her guest Volker Wagner, Chief Information Security Officer at BASF, to share some lessons from the front lines of industrial security.
Today I'm excited to be joined by Volker Wagner, Chief Information Security Officer at BASF. I'm absolutely thrilled that you joined us today. What first drew you to cybersecurity, and how has your leadership philosophy evolved over time?
Like for many of us, it was an incident which brought me into the cyber arena. More than 20 years back, I worked with a German telecommunications company in internal audit. I wanted to go to the front seat and have more the steering wheel in the hand. And so it's a bit coming from the reactive to the proactive side, and a bit more from the control perspective to a security by design perspective. And I think it reflects a bit what we all have achieved as cybersecurity experts and leaders in the past couple of years, that more and more we developed ourselves, that we are more in the front row. And so here I am now and looking very much forward to our talk today. So if it comes to the threat situation for us, I would say lots is related to the numbers we have in our group. So we have more than 110,000 employees spread over 150 countries in the world. The large digital footprint, including some high-value targets. If you ask me about what are the most concerning threats, the most serious risks which I'm concerned about, for sure, number one is espionage or APT attacks on our business secrets, on our ground jewels. And secondly, more and more we see destructive attacks, ransomware attacks on our systems, on our plants, on our supply chains, but on the basic infrastructure of IT as well.
I'm curious how you think about resilience because, as you know, you and I have talked about this, it is a strategic imperative. But when you think about cyber resilience across all of your businesses, what are the key pillars of your strategy and how are you trying to achieve it?
So we decided to change our paradigm and we introduced our so-called zero trust strategy. We deploy the three basic principles: assume the breach. So you have to accept, and I told it to my board of directors, that we never, ever can go for 100% prevention. We have to assume that already some elements of our networks might be compromised. Never trust, always verify, have your controls in place, and provide least privilege access. Try to reduce the damage potential. We try to introduce this very, very practical. And I want to elaborate it maybe in 4 domains. If devices are not patched on the latest operating system version, we don't grant access from remote anymore. We believe with these 3 elements, we prepare ourselves and make us more mature in the future.
The business you're in, though, is very innovative, right? You have to be innovative. And innovation, resilience, cyber can often seem to be friction, right? People talk about how the cyber team can also create friction in that innovation. How do you see the promise and the risk of balancing innovation across your cyber organization when you're thinking about security and trying to support the business?
Yeah, I think innovation is key for every business function. We are heavily working on this to explore for sure AI tools and enabling our cybersecurity workforce. Maybe I can give you some of the examples what we are striving for. It's a journey. We embarked with some of the elements. We are a bit more ahead with others. We are in the early phase. Let's take, for example, that the use case that we use AI for data labeling and classification. Incident playbooks augmented by AI solutions, AI-supported pen tests, awareness and phishing simulations, third-party risk assessment in our SOC. The tier 1 level is usually flooded with alerts. An AI tool is never tired, is never less concentrated, and we can eliminate the human bias as well.
I love that. I think that there will continue to be innovation in cyber, as you know, and particularly with artificial intelligence and automation. And as leaders, we have to be prudent where we deploy it, but also leverage it for the best capabilities and also to help our staff. So can you talk about, from your point of view, what does meaningful industry collaboration look like and how can organizations better support each other?
Yeah, I would say firstly, it starts with our heads, with our own mindsets. So as security professionals, we have been educated over years that we have to keep everything strict confidential and we have to have our own castles within the companies. We have to open up. If we strive for collective defense, we have to go into partnerships. We have to share not only threats and risks, but we really have to collaborate real time in incidents. And my learning is that you cannot say from tomorrow on, we will trust each other. Trust will increase by shared experiences and close interaction. And therefore, once again, I'm very, very super happy that you initiated this collective defense approach and that we can partner with you here in Germany and Europe to join our forces.
That's Microsoft's Ann Johnson speaking with Volker Wagner from BASF. Be sure to check out the complete Afternoon Cyber Tea podcast wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for this day.
And finally, after nearly 4 years and a $32.8 million class action settlement, Park Mobile has finally compensated victims of its 2021 data breach to the tune of $1 whole dollar. Yes, affected users are receiving a $1 in-app credit dispensed as 4 dazzling 25-cent discounts, expiring in 2026, unless you're in California, where small mercies never expire. The breach exposed data from 22 million accounts, including names, emails, license plates, and hashed passwords. Park Mobile denied wrongdoing, of course, while urging users to manually claim their reward via a code, because convenience apparently wasn't part of the settlement. Adding insult to micro-injury, Park Mobile also warned of fresh phishing scams targeting its customers. So if you get a text asking for payment, ignore it, unless it's your dollar credit, which, let's face it, you've already earned the hard way. And that's the CyberWire. For links to all of today's stories, check out our daily briefing at thecyberwire.com. Don't forget to check out the Grumpy Old Geeks podcast, where I contribute to a regular segment on Jason and Brian's show every week. You can find Grumpy Old Geeks where all the fine podcasts are listed. One quick note before we wrap up. I've been nominated for the SANS Difference Maker Award in the Media Creator of the Year category. I'm honored to be recognized and would appreciate your support. You'll find a link to vote in our show notes, and voting is open until Wednesday, October 8th. Thanks for listening and for being part of the N2K CyberWire community. N2K's senior producer is Alice Carruth. Our CyberWire producer is Liz Stokes. We're mixed by Elliot Peltzman and Trey Hester, with original music by Elliot Peltzman. Our executive producer is Jennifer Iben. Peter Kilpie is our publisher, and I'm Dave Bittner. Thanks for listening. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Cyber Innovation Day is the premier event for cyber startups, researchers, and top VC firms building trust into tomorrow's digital world. Kick off the day with unfiltered insights and panels on securing tomorrow's technology. In the afternoon, the 8th annual Data Tribe Challenge takes center stage as elite startups pitch for exposure, acceleration, and funding. The Innovation Expo runs all day, connecting founders, investors, and researchers around breakthroughs in cybersecurity. It all happens November 4th in Washington, D.C. Discover the startups building the future of cyber. Learn more at cid.datatribe.com.